There goes the train. What's poppin', people? It's Dante. Today we are along the Schuylkill River here in Philadelphia. Wow, the colors, the sunrise. I never want to miss another sunrise again. Filming with the GoPro Mini, 1080p, 30 FPS, export to 720p for that crispy HD, small file size quality. And yeah, the reflections in the water, the intricate details all around me are so forever intriguing. Like, I can walk the same path every day and just find beauty in the change each day, whether it's the light, the color, you know, the stillness of the water. Right, today the water is very still. It allows me to view the reflections way more clearly. This is actually really nice. I want to get my Ricoh out, so I photograph using the Ricoh GR3. It's a small compact camera. I think in terms of street photography, it's best to embrace simplicity, so I'm going to go to P mode, single point autofocus, and yeah, just point and shoot. I use the exposure compensation dial. I like to sort of just set it and forget it, right? Just sort of embrace the new technology, embrace the new ways of doing things. I think you know, I think this is actually very state-of-the-art, using a compact camera and yeah, using the automatic functions. It's really nice and simple. You know, keep it simple. Simplicity is king. Yeah, so in terms of photography, right, street photography, you know, this is my #1 passion. Got some banging at the construction site today. They're gonna continue building this all year. I'm sure I'll see this whole structure from start to finish over the years. That'll be interesting, you know. But yeah, in terms of photography, right, I believe the #1 thing to recognize is that your intuition knows best, right? To sort of just follow your gut instincts with whatever that may be, right? Whether it's, you know, finding something beautiful in front of you and wanting to uplift that and make a picture of it, you know, to sort of use your intuition to respond accordingly to whatever is given to you, right? Where you sort of embrace the spontaneity, you embrace the chaos, if you will, of the streets themselves. I love making photos through this bridge. You know, I think yeah, intuition, your instincts, your sort of primal reaction to the moments in front of you is king, right? Intuition is king. Yeah, so follow your gut, follow your instincts, follow your intuition. You know, all these kind of things are first and foremost most critical when it comes to practicing street photography. You know, secondly, I think actually viewing the street, you know, viewing the structures, right? Viewing the buildings, the people, you know, sort of everything around you as a canvas to sort of paint upon, right? Thinking of photography as painting with light. You know, and actually using, whether it's even the river, right? The river is a canvas, the street is a canvas. You know, everything around you becomes photographable when you see the world this way. And you know, I truly believe in this idea of creating something out of nothing, and to use the street and to treat it as if anything and everything can become a potential work of art. And so this happens through observations, right? So when you observe mundane life, you can uplift it with the camera. You can sort of extract from the streets themselves And you know, I believe that embracing this sort of high contrast, black and white, sort of gritty, grainy aesthetic, what's so great about it is, you know, I view the world in this sort of surreal way, right? Like this scene, like this moment in front of me of this building, the color, everything here is surreal to me. Like it's almost like a dream. Like it doesn't feel real, you know. And I think that the use of high contrast black and white and these aesthetics sort of depict that worldview for me. And it's a beautiful dog. It's a nice dog. It's like the husky with the blue eyes. They're pretty nice, actually. I mean, I don't love dogs, but it's a nice one. The blue eyes, it's crazy. Never really see those, actually. But yeah, to view the world this way and to actually photograph using these sort of techniques with the high contrast aesthetics, you know, I believe it depicts that worldview, and I find this to be the solution for me, and it works well with street photography, where, you know, through your movement, right, through moving your body through the world and making these observations, yeah, everything becomes this potential sort of thing to photograph. Something's there, right? You just kind of got to dig and find it, you know. And to be in a state of movement, I believe you become more. Through walking the same lane every single day, we can uplift the mundane and, you know, always find something, really. Like, this is something that I believe is critical to recognize with photography, is the power to uplift the mundane. Really, this is, I believe, the name of the game when it comes to street photography. You know, we could talk about composition, we could talk about lighting, and we could talk about these sort of basic traditional notions about what makes a good or bad photograph, etc. But, you know, I think actually to go beyond this and to sort of let the chips fall as they may, you know, when you follow your instincts, you know, maybe it becomes more beautiful, where the imperfections are perfections, right? Everything around us isn't perfect. Nothing's perfect. No one's perfect. So I think our photographs should actually reflect this nature of life itself. And yeah, it's kind of just my thought about it. Here comes the train. Let's watch the train. Choo choo. You know, to be a flaneur, dudes in the front. Yo, look, Amazon Prime. They got Amazon Prime. Wow, so they deliver via train? Who knows? I love looking at the art, right? The street art, the graffiti, the typography. Beautiful design. You know, I like looking at the graffiti. It's like design. It feels like design. I don't know why. I think because it's like placed upon these surfaces, kind of like merging with the machinery in a way. Like, there's something about it, like it almost enhances the design of the trains, where like the trains almost look boring without the graffiti, but when the graffiti is there and it's colorful and it's bright, yeah, I don't know, it makes it actually maybe more beautiful. But this idea to be a flaneur, right, to sort of cherish mundane life, to cherish you know, the industry, to embrace the street, to admire the architecture, the people, you know, the roads, the pavements, like to sort of go out there without any preconceived notions, to go out there without any planning, you know, or I mean, to photograph with purpose, to photograph with intention. But I believe to go out there without any plan and to sort of, yeah, actually kind of just walk carelessly. I find this to be a much more intriguing approach, where we're not working on any project, we're not working on any particular subject matter, but to really hone in on your intuition, I think, is a much more interesting way to do this thing. Wow, so nice. This is a great morning. You know, I think morning routine, this is something I was thinking about, like the morning routine is extremely critical for me, and how to craft the perfect morning routine. I think it's very simple. Get more sunlight, you know, set your circadian rhythm so that you're not dependent on an alarm clock. I mean, this is one of the biggest game changers that I found this past year. Because in the past, I feel like I would wake up groggy, wake up irregularly, not really have a routine down. But this year, I have such a great routine where, you know, I'm going to sleep early, waking up early. And this is because I wake up and I catch the sunrise every day. So the more that you can catch the sunrise and allow the sunlight to enter your eyes, yeah, I believe the better the day will be. You know, there's something about just waking up, having a cup of coffee, you know, allowing yourself to get ready, right? Take a cold shower, bowel movements, you know, simple things like stretching, yoga. You know, this is this is crazy with this train. It's so loud. This is a really great way to start the day. Imperfection is perfection. You know, I wake up super early. Like today I woke up around 4:40, 4:50, whatever a.m. and like I'm fucking pumped. Like I'm filled with energy, and I just want to somehow share that with others and make it so that we can all sort of get pumped up in the mornings together. Like even if like one other person kind of gets it and starts to get more sun. And I think even just like walking, like in terms of fitness and stuff, like I think there's a lot of I think actually taking a hot bath before bed, you know, that actually really helps you get to bed early. Like I'm in bed at 7:30, but I'm like a baby. But yeah, so basically, you know, I think that there's a lot of like misconceptions about health and dieting and fitness and all this kind of stuff. Like I really think that the whole calorie counting thing is such a scam. Like everyone should just stop counting their calories. You know, we are I don't know, like I think metricating things is a really just bad thing in general, like considering, you know, comments, likes, views, all this kind of shit. Just disable it all, actually, too. Like if you're creating videos and stuff online, you know, maybe it's best to just remove all of these things. It's just a distraction from actually doing the thing and making more. But in terms of the calorie counting thing, the reason why I think it's a scam is because, you know, think of like what is considered like the minimum amount of calories for someone like me, 6 foot tall, 27 years old. I don't even know how much I weigh. I don't weigh myself. I also think weighing yourself is really stupid. So I'd imagine it's somewhere around like 2,000 calories plus or something that I'm supposed to eat. Okay, so like what would happen if I ate 2,000 calories worth of Oreos, right? Or what if I ate 2,000 calories worth of red meat, like lamb leg or some sort of steak, right? Obviously the person that's eating the meat is going to be healthier, have more energy, be happier. Everything will be better in person B, right? Person A eating 2,000 calories worth of Oreos is gonna have a lot more complications, right? So I think in terms of food, it's actually really critical to consider like which foods do you eat, which foods do you not eat, maybe is the better question, right? So I think actually eliminating all of the sort of you know, starches, vegetables, sugars, fruits and stuff is a good thing, and fully embracing the carnivore diet, 100% red meat. I don't eat breakfast, I don't eat lunch, I just have one massive feast at night. And the idea is that health is democratic. Like, I believe that we can all thrive together. Like, we can all become like the most incredible versions of ourselves through our physical selves. You know, we're physical life, real life, this is supreme. You know, it's better to buy red meat than buy a Lamborghini, right? It's better to craft your body into the ultimate version of yourself and to look like a Spartan than to buy some like useless clothing or Lamborghini or whatever car it is to sort of showcase some sort of idea of success. But to actually look at the body as the true sign of success, I think is much more interesting. Where, you know, I don't believe that somebody with an unhealthy body can have healthy thoughts, right? Where I find that the connection between the mind, body, and soul is also critical to consider. And, you know, I think it's inevitable that the more beautiful the body, the more beautiful the thoughts. And so, like, when I just consider this and like look at somebody, I can sort of trust somebody, right? Like, I don't trust people that are sort of over fat, that are trying to save the planet, aka Mr. Bill Gates. You know, effective altruism is no good. People that are looking to save the planet and sort of endorse these fake meat products, and, you know, embracing this idea of effective altruism essentially is not somebody to trust. Like, kind of just look at him, look at his physiology, look at who he is. You know, what does he do? And then what he says, it's like it just goes out the window. Like, don't even, you know, I think it's better to just place trust in what people do more than what they say, actually. I think that's, you know, I think that's that's an interesting thing to consider. Yeah, like, trust what they do, not what they say, you know. Cold morning though. Feels good. I feel alive. Like, there's something about the cold weather where it feels fresh, like the freshness of the air surrounded by trees. You know, to go on a hike each day, you know, go on a hike every day. I think going on a hike, lifting weights, yoga, it's inevitable that you'll be happy, right? Like, I've never met somebody that's depressed that doesn't I've never met somebody that's depressed that is working on their fitness, basically. Like, that should be the first thing that we prescribe people that are feeling any symptoms of depression. Was thinking about ideas of look, let me press the button B. This is what a real flaneur does. We embrace the technology in the end. Thank you, Industrial Revolution. Now I can cross the road. Like, we put a lot of trust in the sort of like stoplights, the blinking things and whatever. It's like, why do we have so many accidents? Meanwhile, when I'm in Vietnam and they're going like crazy, they don't abide by any laws at all, it seems almost safer. Like, there's something about being safe amongst like this sort of chaos where you're more alert. But then when you're in America, it's like, I think people are just on autopilot. Like, everyone's kind of like on their phone, like constantly while driving and stuff. And it's like, they see the green light go, they go, like, people just drive super fast. Like, they're not actually paying attention. They're just kind of like on the neural network. The network, the city as a computer. They're sort of just going on autopilot, not really thinking about it too much. And because of that, I think maybe we have more accidents. depending too much on the technology, maybe. I need a better one. But yeah, I was thinking about race, and like I keep hearing like terms like people of color, you know, people of color, white and black. You know, if we're gonna reference people as people of color, shouldn't we call Asian people yellow? Should we call Indian people red? Like, it's just like a crazy thing. Like, when you think of this idea of people of color, what are they really signaling but to divide? You know, red and blue. Red versus blue. You ever watch that Halo, red versus blue? Go on YouTube and type in red versus blue Halo. What was that? Machinima? Early YouTube, like 2006. Those were the days, right? But it just doesn't seem like a wise way of thinking about things, right? The more that we divide each other by color, the less that shit's gonna advance and actually get better. You know, if we're still calling each other white or black and people of color, I mean, come on. You know, even thinking of the term African American, there's so many countries in Africa. There's so many. You know, here we are in America. Perhaps we should just call ourselves Americans, but that's just my solution, right? Just to like recognize your state, your nation. But the identity thing is really silly. I think to go beyond identity, you know, this is maybe a wise approach to just not really set yourself up in this way where you're like tied to any identity. Yeah, maybe that's a much more interesting thing. Like, what is your profession? How? Our new identity is Spartan. What do you identify as? How? Yeah, it's just a thought I had because it seems that we are still more divided than ever if you like really think about it in the way that we discuss things politically. Yeah, it seems very rudimentary. Like, can we go beyond these basic notions of you know, color already? Like, that would be nice. Yeah, but maybe to sort of just disconnect, you know, just do your own thing. Don't really worry too much about it. I mean, I just think, you know, when I consider it, I just want to like give my sort of solution, just like put it out there, think about it a little bit, let it sort of, you know, just be known what I think about it, really. Because it seems to be like a pressing issue in our society still somehow in 2023. It's like, what the hell? So yeah, the art museum, the fresh air, the view. There's Philadelphia. Just a beautiful way to start the day, to get up and elevate. You know, the routine. The routine is critical. You know, consider routine. Consider the way that you set your circadian rhythm in the day. You know, when do you wake up? When do you go to bed? I mean, maybe it's important actually to decide when you call it time to go to bed, right? Because the more sleep you get, you know, at least 8 to 12 hours, I mean, the more energy and power you will have, and the more love you'll be able to give. Seriously, like, the more energy you have, I mean, the more you will greet people with warmth and kindness. You know, where I like to greet people warmly when I meet them, or like hold the door open for them, and all sorts of like simple things, make eye contact, you know, make sure that we spread as much kindness in the day. And yeah, set a routine. Drink more coffee. Do 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 do. How to make better photos?